Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host, Roxy Diaz, here. And let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Tez.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Roxy and Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace, Tez.
Good morning.
Let's jump right into it. Let's talk about this airman who leaked files. Now he's getting some charges.
Yes, he is. Yesterday, a federal grand jury indicted Jack Teixeira, a Massachusetts Air National Guardsman who posted dozens of secret intelligence reports and other sensitive documents on a social media server on 6 counts of retaining, transmitting classified national defense information. If convicted, he will face up to 60 years in prison. So looks like we got more folks running around posting and stealing classified information.
What social media site was he posting on?
Yeah, he's accused of taking from computers at an intelligence unit at the Cape Cod Air Base and sharing it with online friends, hoping to impress them in group chats on a social media platform popular with gamers called Discord. So this was all for, I don't want to say for the gram because it wasn't on Instagram, but this was all for social media, all about stunting and fronting on social media. Once again, it got somebody in trouble.
The crazy thing about posting this kind of information is actual and factual information, but you probably don't even realize that because there's so much misinformation that's always posted on these platforms. And it's only going to get worse with the rise of ChatGPT and artificial intelligence. Like, wait till next year when the presidential election happens. If y'all thought misinformation ran rampant the past several years, oh my God.
Right. But I heard he was trying to put together a whole movement of anti-government people and really getting young people involved because he was a little bit older, so he was influencing young 18-year-olds, 20 years olds that were just coming into the military, and it was crazy.
That's why they go on those sites like Discord, and they go on those sites like Rumble, because they know that's where those young, impressionable, fresh new voters are.
Exactly.
Those new minds are.
Yep.
Well, one thing for sure, I'm embarrassed. I just want to say, as an Air Force veteran, I am embarrassed as hell, and this is just ridiculous. So,
all right. Well, let's move on to Conor McGregor.
Yeah, 34-year-old UFC star Conor McGregor, who, by the way, was the highest paid athlete in the world in 2021, has been accused of sexually assaulting and battering a woman last week after Game 4 of the NBA Finals in Miami. Now, the demand letter said that McGregor allegedly aggressively kissed a woman, forced her in the restroom, and forced her to have oral sex and attempted to sodomize her. The victim's attorney also says that the NBA, Miami Heat security, and his security all aided and abetted the assault. He also, some of you may have seen this on kind of trending on Facebook, or not Facebook, or social media last week, how he was accused and caused a little stir at Game 4 in a promotional skit that went bad with the Heat mascot, Bernie. While he was promoting a pain relief spray, he hit the mascot twice, causing the mascot to seek medical treatment after the game.
Oh, that mascot done lost his moment, huh? That mascot was supposed to be the one pressing charges.
Well, he's still going to sue. But the thing with all these venues, if you ever been to any of these venues, there's cameras everywhere. Not in the bathroom, but there's cameras everywhere. So they'll see exactly where that girl went, where she snuck in the bathroom. So they're able to see all of that.
Wasn't sneak in the bathroom. The video is actually out right now. The video's out? Yeah, the video is out right now, and I'll show it to you guys in a little bit.
There's a video?
There's a video that he actually picked her out of the crowd and escorted her into what looked like the bathroom area.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So escorted like force, or like she walked in? What's your perception of?
It didn't. I want y'all to look at the video and see. But to me, it didn't look forced. It looked like she got chose out of the crowd. But that doesn't say that whatever happened was consensual in the bathroom was consensual. I'm definitely not saying that. But there is video of him picking her out of the crowd and escorting her to the bathroom.
See, I didn't know it was a video because I was about to say it's just an allegation, an accusation at the moment.
No.
I thought there's nothing to talk about, but it is a video. That's different.
Yeah, well, you can't allege that when there's cameras everywhere in them damn venues.
Plus, you got everybody in the audience, camera phones up, taking pictures of everything. There was a huge crowd, mob crowd around him at that time, and he was able to pick that one girl out.
But like what Roxy said, you don't know what happened
in the bathroom.
In the bathroom,
right?
Yeah, just because you got chose didn't mean you consent.
Right.
Yeah, and just as another point, in 2018, he was also accused of raping a woman in a hotel penthouse, again, accused. But those charges look like that didn't really go anywhere as well. And then in 2019, he was fined for punching a man in a pub. So,
all right.
Those
Jesus
charges
Christ.
were later dropped as well.
Wow.
Well, that is front page news. Tez, we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Maybe you're having a great weekend. You're going to do something amazing this weekend, or maybe you just want to say that you're blessed. Whatever it may be. 800-585-1051. Our guest co-host Roxy Diaz is here. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now let's get into some front page news. Our guest co-host Roxy Diaz is here. And Teslin Figueroa, welcome back.
Yes, good morning, DJ NV. Roxy got it spicy hot in here today. And Charlamagne the God.
Peace, Tez.
Now let's go right into it. Detroit area city bans LGBTQ pride flags on public property. What's that about?
A Detroit area community has banned LGBTQ flags from publicly owned flagpoles after a tense meeting that raised questions about discrimination, religion, and the city's reputation for welcoming newcomers. Some members of the All Muslim Council said that the pride flag clashes with the beliefs of some members of their faith, but businesses and residents are not prohibited from displaying a pride flag on their own property. Now, council members also said that we want to respect the religious rights of our citizens. You guys are welcome, but why do you have to have a flag shown on government property in order to be represented? You are already represented. We already know you are here. Now, in protest, a woman speaking during the public comment portion kissed the woman standing next to her. The council voted to display only 5 flags, including the American flag, the Michigan flag, and one that represents the native countries of immigrant residents.
How did they ban it? Via legislation?
Well, you have city council. Yeah, you can legislation to say this is not what we want on public property, but people can still do it, but government property, they're saying they had to get a vote to say what flags do we want to, display on government property. So, yeah, it's a city, what you would call a city council. You can call it legislation, but city council rule, ordinance, or, some type of rule that they put in place.
So just public property. So you can put it on your own property, but anything, but nothing publicly.
Well, they're saying that businesses can say, basically, yes, businesses can still put it out, but they had to decide, hey, what flags are we going to put on government-owned property? And so we're going to go with these 5, and we're not going to include the LGBT flag. Obviously, they wanted to include the flag to say, why not include it, with all the other flags to show that the city's diverse, and they said no.
Well, that's their right. I just wonder if they do that with other flags. Like, will they do that with, like, Police Lives Matter flags? Or will they do that with Black Lives Matter flags,
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously, that's not one of the flags that they're considering.
Not one of the 5 they got.
When you talk about a city that is heavy, Muslim faith, they believe that this is, something that goes against their beliefs. So,
wow. Now let's talk about 42% of CEOs say AI could destroy humanity in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, 42% of CEOs surveyed at the Yale CEO Summit this week says that AI has the potential to destroy humanity 5 to 10 years from now. Now, the survey included responses from 119 CEOs from a cross-section of businesses. Now, these CEOs included Walmart CEO, Coca-Cola, the leaders of IT companies like Xerox and Zoom, as well as CEOs from pharmaceutical, media, and manufacturing industry. The business leaders displayed a sharp divide over just how dangerous AI is. 34% of CEOs said AI could potentially destroy humanity in 10 years. 8% said it could happen in 5 years. 58% said that nothing will ever happen, and they are not worried. So big divide on that.
I've been saying that for months, and I don't understand how we don't see this coming. The biggest issue in this society right now is misinformation, and the lines between reality and fantasy are already blurred. But with the rise of AI, they're going to be obliterated altogether. We're not even going to know what's real and what's not.
At all.
Yeah, but how do you decide what's good, what will work, and what will not work, right?
Well, I'll tell you what don't work is the AI app I downloaded for my school, because it was giving me the wrong answer.
That's cheating.
Shut up.
Roxy,
I wasn't cheating. It was homework.
That is cheating.
I was trying to get help on my homework.
That is cheating.
I was trying to get help on my homework. I did not say it was a test, and I did not say it was a quiz. I was trying to get some help on some math. I told you the math wasn't mathing for me. I took a picture, used AI, inputted it in the computer, and it was wrong answer.
That's been happening.
I'm done with AI.
You heard the story about the lawyer who tried to do a whole case based on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
None of the cases they gave him ever existed that he tried to cite.
But on those angles, yes. But when you talk about AI, like the fact that easy pass, like that would be considered AI. So how do you use AI and how do you not use AI?
Man, I don't know about that. I know about imagine somebody puts me on the phone with Roxy and it's you talking crazy about both of us.
Well, they're already doing
and then
that.
we walk into the studio after hearing that call, but that wasn't even your voice.
They're already doing that. They're already using people's voice and using the technology to be able to like manipulate voices, and you think that it's somebody else totally talking to you, and it's not. I mean, we seen it. I was on the show, Alter Ego, you know, where they were using the AI and that avatar technology just to be able to manipulate performances and what you see. Like, it has its good and bad things, but when I think in the industry standpoint, I know that we're all shaking and scared because we're like, this is really going to change lives and take jobs away. Like,
absolutely.
So it's not a good thing.
What is it going to do to us?
We're living in the surrogate.
Yes. What's it going to do to us emotionally and mentally when we don't even know what the truth is? Like, imagine the anxiety that's going to be in your body every day because you don't know what's real and what's not.
Correct.
Nah.
Yeah. But then, you know, there's some pros to it, like we talked about on yesterday with helping with breast cancer research.
Correct.
And so, you know, just keeping people aware. I think it's important we keep these conversations going where we address the pros and the cons and, you know, just continue to filter through this because it's obviously not going anywhere. So
it's so weird to me that we live in a society that where all of these CEOs can say this could destroy humanity. Or, you know, like this is a threat to our society, but we're willing to take the risk.
But human curiosity is never going to stop. Like we're always, as human beings, we're always going to try to push the envelope and see how far we can go. Even though we know it's wrong for humanity,
unbelievable,
we're still going to see how far just to say we created. Now let's go lock it up back in a case and nobody touch it. But then somebody's always going to end up opening that box.
It's a tough one because, like she said, like Tez just said, it's helping with breast cancer. I mean, I'm sure it'll be more accurate when it comes to doing, procedures on people. Even when you got the police dog, which is a form of AI that, if there's a bomb or something like that.
We don't know if none of this stuff gonna work though.
Right.
Like we don't know.
I'd rather send in a police dog to check to see if it's a bomb than a regular human being that gets blown up though.
Until that police dog bites your ass just because you black, because that's how it's been programmed.
The police dog or the regular dog? Oh, okay. I'm like, wait,
the AI dog.
I just want to bring up this point. They did say that there was some similar concerns with Y2K. You remember how everybody was saying, everything's going to shut down Y2K, and a lot of these CEOs had concerns, and then it turned out not to be true.
I don't even know what
this
Y2K
is not apples
was,
to apples
though.
because it's two totally different things.
No,
but
I remember Y2K, but was it a form of technology? What was Y2K?
They didn't know if the two of the 1,000 would roll over after the 19. And it was literally just that glitch.
Yeah, that's not a program, no. Like ChatGPT is a program. Artificial intelligence is a program people can use and download to their phone.
Yeah, but Y2K was more so because of the banking system, because they were afraid that the freezing of assets and people weren't going to be able to allocate their funds and have access to things. And not everything. You just got to remember anything that has a date was going to go haywire. Because they didn't know if it was going to be able to roll over or not. The fact that we're old enough.
You don't remember that, Charlamagne? And everybody was saying this Prince was talking about 1999.
You got 21-year-olds talking about, what was that?
I remember it, but I don't remember it being a program. I don't remember it being like something tangible.
It's all tech. It's connected to technology. This is certainly not apples to apples. It's obviously been advanced.
And they weren't talking about it like this. They weren't saying it's going to be the end of society and humanity as we know it. They weren't talking about Y2K like that.
We didn't have social media like this.
Yeah,
we didn't even have Twitter then. So
all right.
If I told you that there's a 42% chance you walk in that room, you're going to die. You're not going in that room. You're not going in that room.
Depends what's in that room.
I was about to say, everybody go in that room.
My kids and family in that room going in that room. All right, well, that is front page news. Now, when we come back, Killer Mike will be joining us. He has an album out today. It's called Michael, and we're going to kick it with Killer Mike when we come back. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club on BET.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.